Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me. Reviewing not Married at First Sight. What show is this? Love is Blind, Season 5, Episode 3. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. 2 notes, thank you to the people who've been subscribing. The numbers are going up. I really appreciate it. Please do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you come back here every day, so just subscribe. Secondly, to the new subscribers, I just want to remind everybody that I'm just a girl on the internet talking about the shows that she likes. Although I went to school and I do have a bachelor's of science in psychology, I'm not these people's psychologist, okay? So the people who message me saying things like, you're being too hard on so-and-so, how dare you say something about so-and-so, it's a show. It's a show. It's commentary. Most times I'm being facetious, but even if I'm not, it doesn't matter. It's just a show. Okay. Thank you very much. So we start with episode 3, where JP and Taylor finally get to meet in person.
You're really pretty.
Feel my heart. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
This is so exciting. Don't even know what to say. I'm gonna run out of things to say, and I don't like that. Don't like that.
In the real world, I probably wouldn't have gone after him. Like, he has a gap. I'm not going to go after him because of his teeth. Like, that's so stupid.
I noticed that she asked him a few times if she was what he expected to see. And it seems like she is, even though he didn't really have expectations, he's not disappointed by what he's seeing. I feel like a part of her is a little bit disappointed, Definitely didn't match the image that she had in her mind. And the mannerisms as well seem to be irking her just a little bit, just a tiny bit, especially the awkward pauses. She noticed it in the pods, but she thought like maybe it'll be better in person, and it isn't better. However, she's sticking with the story that she's completely happy with what she's got. So let's see how long she can keep that up. Stacy has decided to keep her feelings about Izzy away from Johnny just so she can focus on her own situation without outside influence. She does, however, write a poem.
Izzy, oh Izzy, the words you say sometimes put me in a tizzy. I'd rather stay in a pod with you than go take a whizzy. Even though you're busy, you still make me dizzy. I could be your Izzy Mizzy. Oh, Izzy.
Like I said in the first video, poetry sometimes cringe. This was so awkward for me, but it is what it is. This is further proof that their connection is pretty surface level. She was trying to be fun and playful, but I'm like, dang, even in the poem, you couldn't give us a little bit more depth. Nothing, child. Nothing. I forgot to mention this in the video, but they ended up having a conversation in the pods where he said, where's she at in terms of love? And she basically was saying that she can't say that she loves him, but maybe she's working towards loving him, and he's just gonna have to just wait till she gets there. He, however, is seemingly at that point. So this is another point where they are mismatched. However, they're just glossing past it. My worry is like, if your connection is built on avoiding hard conversations, don't you think that your relationship is going to continue in that fashion? It's going to be even harder when feelings are involved, when life happens, when family is in the mix, when work is in the mix, when your social life is in the mix, to now get deep with your partner that you're already in commitment with. Like, I don't understand why they're avoiding. Stacy does open up and say that her biggest fear in life and relationships is being abandoned. So that could be the reason why she doesn't want to delve too deep with herself. Because it's like, if I show you too much of me and then you leave me, I look like Boo Boo the Fool. Aaliyah is trying to let Uche know just a little bit more about her quirky side. And Uche, somebody in the comments said he's giving very much boring corporate. Yeah, he's just like, ugh.
What? You like to grab the elbow skin?
I don't know why Uche don't judge me, okay? I like the weakness.
Yeah, I like the weenus.
Yes.
Who eats honey?
Me.
What?
I don't know. It just tastes good, okay? You know you have some weird things. Stop
Weird
it.
things about me?
Yes. So you're a neat freak.
Not a neat freak, but sometimes, I'll go around and I'll be adjusting things just because things seem a little bit off.
And as much as some of the things that Aaliyah was saying, I was like, oh, okay, that's different. I thought that Uche's response to it was kind of weird. Like, it's almost like he had something to say about everything she had to say. Goodness sakes. Anyways, we learned that Uche is very particular. It's not like we didn't know that before, but he confirms it in this conversation. And I'm just thinking to myself, it's going to be very hard for anybody to integrate themselves into Uche's life. He just seems to be a my way or the highway kind of guy. And if you don't do things the way that he wants you to do things, it's going to be a problem. Milton says that he is all in for Lydia. And, I think a lot of people have a misconception about my thoughts on age gaps. I actually don't have a problem with age gaps. But when you see certain dispositions in people and who they're choosing to go after, and on top of that, they have a big age gap, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And worse, it's the guy who was younger by 6 years, and also he is 24. If he was 30 and she was 36, I would feel differently. But I see Milton and I hear him talk, and then I hear that he's 24. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I also think that being with Lydia requires a lot of emotional work. I really do. And yes, Milton is a smart guy. But unfortunately, IQ and EQ are not interchangeable. They're not. So just because he has a high IQ does not mean does not mean he has a high emotional quotient. So yeah, I don't know. If he feels like he could be the man for Lydia, all right. They end up talking about their biggest traumas, and he says that he learned in junior high that he had a curved spine, a very severe curved spine that basically impacted his quality of life.
What if like my back fucks up and I am paralyzed? When your spine starts to bend, there's too much pressure on certain internal organs.
Well, you know what?
Like, who's gonna love me?
Can you let me talk?
Yeah, I know I'm not gonna live like a really long time.
Don't say that.
Listen, I know I'm not.
They both tell each other that they want to spend the rest of their lives with each other, however long that may be. She didn't share what her biggest trauma was, or we didn't get to see what she shared her biggest trauma was. I would have liked to know. Yeah, I would have liked to know. The Milton thing is really sad, though. Basically, he said somebody with his condition has a reduced longevity in life. That's tough, especially hearing that at such a young age. Even now, he's only 24, and you have that constantly in your mind. Like, one, my quality of life is reduced, and two, I might not live as long as the average person. So yeah, that's a lot of factors to weigh up when you are looking into partnership. But Lydia says she's okay with all of it. Johnny and Izzy have an interesting conversation. Johnny was walking into the conversation already prepared to convince Izzy that she is the better option. Izzy decides to just weigh up the two women anyways. So I don't know why you would sit there and just be compared, but Johnny did it.
Out of nowhere, it was just like, boom, she comes.
But you realize I had the same thing with Chris, right?
I don't know anything about you and Chris.
Chris would have been repeating the past few relationships. I came here to break out of my pattern.
I'm sorry. And I wish you nothing but the best.
I need to read what this man said. It might not be verbatim, but the sentiment is the same, okay? He said, where is it? He said, I love that you have traumas and insecurities. Okay. The other girl knows me so well and it's easy. What are we talking about here? It felt to me like, listen, you're a great time, but you're damaged goods. This girl over here, it's a fun ride. It's easier for me. I'm gonna go over there. And that's what he decided to do. He let her down. Not so easy, but he did let her down. And she was basically saying, you're gonna make a mistake. I decided to let go of Chris because Chris was my Stacy. Stacy is your Chris. That is the easy option. You need to challenge yourself. You need to put yourself out there. You need to give yourself the best chance at marriage, and Stacy is not that. Baby girl, it's okay. And what is it about it? The girls are really fiending for Izzy, you know. What is it about Izzy? Because Izzy ain't doing it for me. Probably because we get to see the whole story, so fine, I understand. You can only base your opinions off of the person who they present themselves to be, right? But Izzy just ain't it. And for some reason, whenever Izzy rejects these women, they need to like prove to him why they're worthy of his baby girl. He just likes somebody else. That's okay. Let's pick ourselves up and move on. Johnny was saying things about what's her name now? Stacy and Izzy's connection. And even though I agree, you don't have to say it.
And if she's what he wants, then his issues are going to be outside of here.
They're still gonna break up in a month.
When I came in here yesterday and I found out Chris was so torn up about our breakup, like, who really cares in this scenario? And I told Izzy, like, I felt more secure in Chris and I's relationship.
Now, wait a damn minute, baby girl, okay? You mean to tell me you only now care for Chris because you realized that he cares for you by way of breaking down? So the man must break down every time for you to feel assured in your feelings about him? You're weird. You are weird. Oh, I was waiting for the shoe to drop and the shoe has dropped, honey. What? She's such a weirdo. In the same way that she's crying, saying, I want to be loved wholeheartedly. Chris deserves that same respect. Are you good? Is everything okay? You're going to be here having a moment saying you wish that you were loved wholeheartedly. However, you're going to spin the block on Chris, knowing full well you are not wholeheartedly into him. However, because he now showed emotion, you care for him. You're crazy. So here we are. She is talking to Chris, basically saying, hey, how you doing? Do we still have a chance?
Yesterday, when I ended things, I've heard that you had a pretty emotional reaction to our breakup. I'm wondering if I repeated a pattern with Izzy.
I was really emotional about what happened the other day.
Yeah, I have the most fun with you. I laughed the most with you. I felt so much safer with you. Talked it up.
You're cute with your mouth full.
Sorry.
A lot of things were just off with this conversation. First of all, she was eating. Are you not, like, where's the compassion? Not to say you can't be compassionate while eating, but girl, like, you're trying to make it seem like this is a life or death situation and you're going to be so nonchalant over there chomping on whatever you were chomping on while this man just finished having a freaking breakdown over you. So weird. Then she's going to say she felt like she was repeating a pattern with Izzy that she wants to break by being with Chris. However, she told Izzy that Chris was the pattern and that Izzy would be the one to break that pattern. This girl don't make no damn sense. She don't make no damn sense. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but mama might have been right. Mama might have been onto something saying that maybe you're not the type of person who is for a partnership. Girl, you might not be. You might not be. Thankfully, Chris and Izzy are comparing notes about what they had talked to Johnny about.
She said everyone who she dated always was a safe feeling, but she was never in love with them.
Literally told me basically the same thing, but opposite. She's used to more excitement rather than the safe direction because she hasn't had the safe direction.
Do not envy you.
Love is blind.
Yes, love is blind, but love is not stupid. Or at least it's not supposed to be. Johnny's gotta go. She's gotta go. I better not see her in episode 4. She's gotta go. There was an interesting conversation between Uche and Milton. It wasn't a long one, but an interesting one.
Lydia, and for you, Miriam, you don't have to propose to anybody.
Yeah, 100%. I just prefer people like that.
Yeah, you're
harass
right.
me on this.
You're completely right.
First of all, did not know Miriam was in anybody's top, let alone still in the running. Secondly, this could be colorful editing, obviously, but it looked as if Uche was displeased with Milton's response to his questions. And if it wasn't colorful editing and that's actually how he reacted, Uche is a problem. Because Uche wants people to respond to things how he wants them to respond to. That's not how life works, sweetheart. Okay? You cannot dictate how somebody's going to process their own feelings. The man did not want to talk about what you were asking him. Let's leave it at that. Oh, now the ending makes so much sense on how Uche was acting. It makes sense how Lydia was acting too. But okay, I did not put the two together. I'm going to enlighten you when we get to the end. These girls, they are just very like, I need to be in love. I need it. I need it. I need it. They like, it's a little bit scary. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, girl, I get it. I crave love too, but they crave it a lot. So basically, Aaliyah is like, I'm just so scared.
He's so perfect for me. Like, I just love his nerdy ass. What if he doesn't like me?
Why do you not you like, baby? You're a hot mamacita.
He told me he can't see a future without me.
Wow, he said that.
I'm so scared.
You're not.
I'm so scared.
Now, again, if you're new on this channel, what we do is we reach. Because, again, this is a TV show where we just give commentary. We are not therapists. What is she so scared about? Aaliyah makes me feel like there's something about her. I don't know what this hand choreography is. There's something about either a past experience that she's scared of having to experience again, or there's something within herself that she's scared will be exposed and will ultimately leave her alone. I don't know what it is, but the way that she's like so terrified of being left by Uche, I'm wondering like why? Like, okay, yeah, sometimes things don't work out, but this, I'm so scared. I'm so scared, girl. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. So, that's the last thing, right? Yes. Let's finish off with Mr. Uche. Mr. High and Mighty. Mr. Moral Police. Mr. Dishonesty is a deal breaker. Well, come to find out, he has been dishonest.
One of my dates on the first day is a girl that I have dated. It's Lydia.
Well. I will say, he did give her a poem. No, he gave her a journal, and he wrote a poem in the journal. It was cute. It was cute. But who cares about that? This man knew he was dating a girl he had previously dated before, and the girl is Lydia. Lydia knows that Uche is her ex. I don't know how deep that relationship was, but they had some kind of relationship in the past. Now it makes sense why Uche was kind of upset with Milton not trying to give him, the nitty-gritty of whatever their situation is. I don't know if he genuinely just doesn't like sharing, or if Milton has an inkling that Uche and Lydia have a history. I don't know. But now that makes sense. Furthermore, it also makes sense why Lydia is basically sabotaging old girl Lydia, because every time Lydia would say things like, he can't let his past dictate da-da-da-da-da. He can't. I'm like, how does she, what are you talking about? What past? She spoke as if she knew this man so deeply that she had to warn Aaliyah to not go down that route. And also, maybe that might be true, but Lydia, I don't know if you're the best judge. I don't know. Would I take some advice from Lydia? I don't know that I would. But she definitely spoke as if she knew more than what was being told to her. So now this is making sense. Love is Blind producers, y'all are messy for that. It's giving Love Island. Love Island loves to bring an ex on the island. So interesting. And typically Love is Blind doesn't bring every couple. Like some of the couples that don't make sense, they just leave them in the pods. To me, Lydia and Milton don't make complete sense. So I would have left them in the pods if I was a producer. However, this little twisty twist, it's making sense while we're following their story. I'm interested to see where this goes. Let me know your thoughts down below about this whole Uche, Lydia, Aaliyah, Milton situation, because it's a mess. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.